No Ben Baby tonight, huh?
Sorry,
What a great name.
So I'm going to ask about Powell. He's been getting more minutes, more opportunity, and so it's not unusual that his numbers.
We traded a center that was getting 33 minutes a game, so
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of minutes there for a lot of
Right.
guys. Yes.
So he's getting more minutes, and so it's not unusual that his production has gone up, but he's doing it very efficiently. What is that? What is he?
Well, it's
Telling me.
nothing's changed. He's been doing that. He's been very efficient. He's one of the league leaders, finishing around the rim. I know he's in the top 5 before the trade. So, you know, look, he's smart. He's diligent. He does. You know, he knows his job. He does things hard. And so, you know, he's the kind of guy that, because of the level of force he plays with, you know, he's going to have a level of success when he plays. You know, people that bring that kind of disposition to the game can affect it.
Coach, Wesley Matthews makes his return tonight. Just talk about his time here. Just what do you expect to see from him tonight?
Yeah, he's been one of my favorite players to work with ever. I thought he had a great run here in Dallas. His comeback from his Achilles injury was remarkable. You know, he got on the court for the first game that year and had an impact game, which nobody thought was possible. And he was one of the best competitors we've had here during the time that he was here. So he's playing great for Indiana and shooting the ball great. And he's really filled a void with Oladipo getting hurt. So they're very fortunate to have his services, and you know, he'll be coming at us hard tonight. I can promise you that.
Rick, the local kid, Myles Turner, is here tonight for his only trip in Dallas. He leads the league in block shot. Just talk about his play. What do you think of him as a player?
Well, he's one of the great young players in the league. You know, most people wouldn't think that he was the league leader in blocks. You know, we all know that he blocks shots, but that's a phenomenal stat. And so, you know, it speaks to the fact that he's high impact on both ends, because offensively he's a big problem. He's, you know, he shoots threes, he shoots mid-range, he can post, he's a good roller. And then you add, you know, that kind of rim protection to the equation, and it's, you know, he's a dynamo.
What do you think of the Pacers as a team, considering that they lost Victor and you look at their roster, there's no real quote-unquote stars, and yet they're 40 and 20 or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, they have great coaching. Nate McMillan's doing another great job this year. He was almost coach of the year last year. And they've built their team with, you know, young to middle-aged veterans, which is a good way to do it. They've done a great job of connecting guys that they've gotten from other places. You know, the Paul George trade has turned into a big positive there, you know, with Oladipo and Sabonis. And, you know, they continue to add pieces that fit. And so, you know, they're a smart organization. And they, you know, they've got a great home court, and you know, they just do a lot of the right things. But they're a very good team, very, very solid, and you know, they caused us to play one of our worst games of the year at Indiana. You know, we were terrible, and a lot of it had to do with them.
Rick, what is your positive assessment of the workload you've been able to give Dirk and how he's produced as a starter in the last 2 games?
Well, you know, I like what I've seen. I think we all have. And again, it's, you know, we're going to go game to game on the lineup and things like that. But you know, it's not surprising that he's continued to get better, and you know, what can you say? I mean, the guy's a remarkable athlete. So I'll keep watching the minutes. You know, it's 22 games, and you know, we're always looking at matchups and all those kinds of things. But you know, I guess the net of it is, you know, very positive. You know, during that period of time, and one of the games was a very difficult back-to-back. So I think that's even more evidence that he's feeling better and better.
Rick, you've been asked hundreds of questions this year about Luka, obviously. Tomorrow is his 20th birthday, and I know it's just a day.
Finally.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, is there anything different about tonight as opposed to Saturday? Obviously not, but it is an opportunity to ask you to sort of reflect on just the nature of the litany of accomplishments, the triple doubles, the 30-point games. I mean, all of these things as a teenager that, you know, he's not going to be accomplishing anymore after tonight.
Well, we need to accomplish some wins. Is what we need to accomplish, and you know, and we all need to be a part of it. And it's hard. It's hard right now. You know, our team's structured a little differently, and you know, I just, you know, he's had a remarkable season. A lot of impact. You know, really on the entire game. But I'm, you know, I have a hard time getting into conversations about stats when we've lost 5 in a row. You know, it's just, you know, forgive me if I, you know, and you know, we talked about it this morning. Listen, Indiana's, you know, number 3 in the East. I mean, this is a murderer's row of games. You know, starting with Miami. You know, who's a good team, and it was Milwaukee, Portland, Miami, and then you come out of the break and we played Denver and Utah without Luka, and then we're at the Clippers, you know, and now we're home against these guys who are coming off a loss, you know, so they're motivated, but you know, Luka's an amazing player for the age that he is. Even when he turns 20, still, you know, it's still going to be, you know, remarkable things that he's doing. But this last 22 games, you know, I've said this to many of you already, is going to be a test of, you know, how much of that load he can take on his back, and and how, to what degree he can help make guys around him better and impact the entire game. And I know he has the ability to do it. But it's a big challenge.
Do you remember what you were doing on your 20th birthday at Maine?
Let's see. I don't. What year was that? That was
79.
79. So I was an incoming freshman at Maine. Yeah. Well, I remember I was in Oak Hall and, you know, playing basketball in the afternoons and studying at night. And beyond that, I don't remember exactly what was going on.
Getting ready to play in the Yankee Conference tournament.
It was the ECAC North.
Okay.
Well, it wouldn't be the conference tournament in October. It would be, you know, you'd be getting ready to play this season.
Sure.
You know, you know, that was, you know, Boston College, and New Hampshire, and Vermont, and Northeastern, and you know, a lot of those schools. A lot of the alignments have changed now, but thanks for asking. I can tell you this: whatever I was doing is going to be way different than what Luka's doing tomorrow.
Thanks,
That it?
guys.
Thank you.